You wake up every day thinking of ways to bring in more money. Maybe you've tried saving more, asked for a raise, or even took on extra work. But then the end of the month arrives, and then nothing really changes. It's as if the money slips right through your fingers and you're left wondering, why am I still stuck, even though I'm doing everything I can to get ahead? If this sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Millions of people are trying to break free from the same financial struggles, pushing harder and harder to make things work, yet somehow ending up in the same spot. Here's the twist. The real reason you're not moving forward may have very little to do with how much you earn or spend. It's something deeper, hidden beneath the surface of your everyday actions with money. You might increase your income, work longer hours, even hustle on the side, but the debt grows, the expenses pile up, and the paycheck vanishes almost as quickly as it comes in. It's like money has a mind of its own, drifting away no matter what you do. Now, what if I told you that the answer lies in something most people never notice? The reality is, most of us are carrying around unexamined habits, beliefs, even fears about money. These mental patterns subtly shape our financial behaviors and can trap us in cycles we're not even aware of. They may seem insignificant, but these habits are powerful enough to keep you from reaching your goals year after year. In this video, we're diving into the real reasons behind why you're stuck financially, even as you're trying to break free. I'll be sharing 3 of the most common financial traps, those that capture even the most driven people trying to get ahead. We'll uncover what's truly holding you back and reveal steps you can take to finally move toward the financial life you deserve. Stick with me until the end because some of these insights might truly surprise you. When you see what's been holding you back, it'll feel like lifting a weight you didn't even realize you were carrying. Ready to discover the hidden reasons behind your struggle with money? Now is the time to break free from the scarcity cycle and step into a life of abundance. Hey there, my name is Elias Gray. I'm not some financial guru here to preach at you. Think of me as a friend, someone who's here to help you attract, keep, and thrive in the frequency of wealth. Together, let's dig into what's holding you back and unlock your full financial potential. The hidden mindset blocks keeping you stuck in scarcity. Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, there's something invisible holding you back from financial freedom? This is one of the biggest hurdles people face, something called scarcity mindset. It's subtle, it's powerful, and it's likely shaped by things you may have heard growing up, like money doesn't grow on trees, or you have to work hard for every dollar. These kind of ideas get so ingrained in us that they quietly start to shape our lives without us even realizing it. And here's the catch. They don't just make you think you're in a money struggle, they actually keep you there. When you're operating from a scarcity mindset, every financial decision you make is influenced by a sense of not enough. It's a constant fear that there won't be enough money, enough opportunities, or enough luck to make things better. So even if you manage to save or earn a bit extra, there's an instinct to hold on tightly to every penny, or on the other extreme, to spend impulsively because who knows if there'll be another chance? Take my own story as an example. There was a time when Julie and I were working hard, trying to save for a family vacation, something we hadn't done in years. Every month, though, unexpected expenses would pop up, a car repair, a medical bill for the kids, or something around the house breaking. It felt like no matter what we did, we couldn't get ahead. I realized later that, in my mind, I was always waiting for the next disaster. I was convinced that money was fleeting and scarce, and that mindset kept us in a loop of always almost saving, but never quite getting there. Once I recognized that this mindset was limiting us, I took small steps to change it. So, what can you do to break this scarcity mindset? Here's a practical step. Start by shifting your language. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, or I don't have enough, try rephrasing it to how can I make this work? Or what options do I have to make this possible? It sounds simple, but changing your language starts to change your focus. Suddenly, your mind isn't centered on what's missing. It's open to possibilities. It's like giving your brain a green light to think creatively about your finances rather than shutting down at the first hurdle. And if you're really serious about breaking free from this cycle, try listing every belief you hold about money, good and bad. Once you have them on paper, ask yourself where they came from. Are they beliefs you learned from your parents? Society? Write down what's helpful and what isn't, and make a commitment to replace just one limiting belief with a new, empowering one each week. Want an example? I started with money is hard to come by. I replaced it with money is a resource that flows and grows when I put it to positive use. This one small shift helped me make different choices with my money. Instead of hesitating to invest in something beneficial like courses or tools that could help me grow, I started to see those as investments in my future, not just expenses. Remember, scarcity mindset isn't something you fix overnight. It's about catching those thoughts and gently, consistently guiding them in a new direction. With time, you start to see new possibilities, opportunities, and yes, even more money flowing in. Why earning more isn't always the solution, and what is? We've all heard that making more money is the key to escaping financial struggles. It seems logical, right? If you're struggling with bills, debt, or the pressure of monthly expenses, bringing in more income feels like the best way out. But here's where most people get tripped up. More income doesn't always solve the core issues. In fact, for many, the more they make, the more they spend, getting stuck in what's called lifestyle inflation. Let me give you a personal example. Years ago, when I first got a raise, I thought, finally, we can breathe a little easier. I remember telling Julie that we'd be able to save more and even splurge a bit. But then a funny thing happened. Our expenses seemed to grow as if they were keeping pace with a new income. We moved into a slightly bigger house, upgraded a few things we'd been putting off, and the list went on. Before we knew it, the extra money we'd worked so hard for was stretched thin, leaving us in almost the same place financially. I realized then that earning more was only half the equation. The problem is that without managing how you think and act around money, more income can become just another cycle of spending. This phenomenon, lifestyle inflation, happens when each time you make more money, you raise your standard of living just as fast. So, what's the fix? The key isn't to make more, but to manage what you already have in a way that builds financial stability and growth. One way to start is by setting boundaries and intentions for new income. Say you get a raise or a side hustle that starts bringing in extra cash. Instead of letting that money naturally blend into your daily spending, assign it a specific purpose. Maybe 50% of the extra income goes directly into savings or investments, 25% toward debt, and the remaining 25% for any lifestyle upgrades you want. By being intentional with your additional earnings, you prevent lifestyle inflation and actually make your new income work for you. Another crucial point is recognizing what's truly essential. Julie and I sat down one night and listed our core financial goals. We weren't just talking about survival expenses, but our goals for freedom, like an emergency fund, travel with the kids, or investing in skills for personal growth. With these goals in mind, we started funneling our income into specific categories that aligned with these values, rather than random spending. To get the best results, you need a clear vision of your money values. What do you truly want your money to do for you? Once you're clear on this, your decisions around money become more intentional and less reactive. If you want to travel more, for instance, that becomes part of your financial focus, and every spending choice either supports or detracts from it. The clearer you are about your values, the less you're influenced by impulse purchases or lifestyle pressures. And don't underestimate the power of saying no to yourself, even when you can technically afford it. Learning to pause and consider if something aligns with your financial goals helps you keep your money working for you. Let's say you get a bonus at work. Instead of splurging right away, think about how that bonus could serve your longer-term goals. It's about shifting from a survival mindset, where every dollar is spent to keep up with life, to a growth mindset, where each dollar brings you closer to your dreams. Managing more money wisely isn't easy, but it's a skill that pays off in a big way. With some effort, you'll find that you're not just making more, but actually building wealth that supports your goals and values. Simple shifts to break free from your money-sabotaging habits. Let's talk about those everyday habits with money that might seem harmless, but actually sabotage our progress. These habits are tricky. They're so ingrained in our routines that we often don't even notice them. But here's the thing. Making a few small, strategic changes in these behaviors can totally transform your financial path. Think of it like this: small decisions repeated consistently are what shape our financial reality. These can be as simple as buying coffee every morning or spending on subscriptions you rarely use. I remember a time when Julie and I sat down to really track every little expense over the course of a month. And let me tell you, we were shocked. It wasn't the big purchases that were draining our bank account, but all the tiny, seemingly harmless ones. The takeout meals, the extra subscriptions, those treat-yourself moments that added up to hundreds by the end of the month. One of the first habits that's easy to overlook is impulsive spending. We live in a culture where instant gratification is the norm. If we want something, we're tempted to buy it now. Social media feeds us ads for the latest gadgets, sales pop up in our inboxes, And before we know it, we made purchases we didn't plan. One trick that really helped us was implementing the 24-hour rule. Whenever we wanted to buy something non-essential, we'd wait 24 hours to make the final decision. More often than not, the impulse to buy would fade, and we'd end up saving that money. Another major money-sabotaging habit is avoiding money altogether. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's common. A lot of people are uncomfortable facing their finances directly. They'd rather ignore their spending, delay opening bills, or deal with it later. But this avoidance creates a disconnect. Instead of taking control, we let the financial stress pile up in the background. Taking just 10 to 15 minutes weekly to review your finances can make a huge difference. Julie and I started doing money check-ins every Sunday evening. It didn't take long, but it kept us aligned on where we were with our goals and helped us make adjustments before anything got out of hand. Another powerful shift is in how you view debt. Debt can feel overwhelming, like a weight you'll never shake off, and it's easy to avoid looking at it directly. But making debt repayment a habit, even if it's just a small amount each month, can be transformative. We started with what's called the snowball method, tackling our smallest debts first, which gave us a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Over time, seeing our progress helped us stay motivated to tackle the bigger ones. One final, super effective habit is tracking your progress. You see, as you start making these small adjustments, it's important to celebrate even the minor victories. Maybe you've saved $50 by skipping takeout this week, or you've managed to pay off a small credit card balance. These achievements might seem small on their own, but they're all part of building a new financial path. I'll be honest, the first few months Julie and I tried this, it felt slow and a bit frustrating. But as we saw our savings grow and our debt shrink, we realized just how much power these small, intentional changes had. At the end of the day, breaking free from money-sabotaging habits is about awareness, consistency, and patience. It doesn't require a total lifestyle overhaul overnight. Instead, you're making small, mindful shifts that put you back in control and guide you closer to financial freedom, step by step. Think about what you've just uncovered. The reasons we stay stuck financially often go beyond just earning or spending more. They're rooted in our mindsets, our habits, and the unnoticed traps we fall into daily. Now you know that shifting your mindset, managing your income intentionally, and tackling those small habits are the real keys to breaking free from the cycle of scarcity and stress around money. Every step you take to change your perspective and decisions with money brings you closer to the financial freedom you deserve. The good news? You're in control, and each small change, each habit adjusted, is bringing you one step closer to a life where money works for you, not against you. And this is just the beginning. There's a lot more we can explore together to make these changes lasting and impactful. Drop a comment below on which habit you're going to tackle first, or share any questions you have. I'd love to keep this conversation going because I believe we all deserve to thrive financially. And remember, here you become a money manifestor.